Will Harley Davidson release another model or an update to the lineup at Harley Davidson's homecoming event in 2025? That's what people keep asking me. And that's what we're going to talk about today. But first, I want to say thanks for watching this video. If you're new here, thanks for checking it out. If you've been to the channel before, thanks for being a repeat offender. Make sure you like this video if you dig what I put out, and maybe consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps the channel grow. Now let's get into it. First off, let's talk about the release dates and what's going on this year, because that has a big impact on what I think Harley Davidson may or may not do at homecoming. So Harley Davidson traditionally released new models kind of like they hit the dealer floor August, September. At one point they were unveiling them at Sturgis in August, and dealers and people would see them there. And then, things have moved around a little bit here and there for dates. It's not been real consistent, at least from what I have paid attention to in the last, 10 years. Say 10 years I've been paying attention. That's when I started shopping for my first new Harley. I started paying attention to the new launches. I would say it was 2.5, 3 years ago that Harley Davidson moved the launches to January. The new CEO, I don't know if it was his idea or somebody else's idea, but it happened after Jochen Zeitz took over, and it kind of corresponded with the calendar year. So in January, they would start shipping what they called carryover models. Those are the models that have no significant changes, just new colors and stuff. And we would see those in early January, and then, late January, early February, they'd have this launch date. And that's been pretty traditional for the last couple of years. But at a recent Harley Davidson financial business update, the CEO said that they're going to go back to a fall launch, and it's going to be, a challenge, but they're going to try and launch the 2026 lineup in the fall of 2025. Now, we don't have any dates for that yet, but homecoming takes place the second weekend of July this year in 2025. So what's fall? September, October, November? I mean, that's traditionally fall for me in my area. So to get into September, we're only talking 2 months, maybe 3 months till approximately when the 2026 lineup is going to be announced. I don't think it makes sense to release some big new model just 2 or 3 months before the 2026 release. I kind of doubt they do any updates. Now, a lot of people have said, will they bring back the Road King? Is it going to get the new tank at least, and some of the new lines and designs, and the new 117 center-cooled motor and things like that? And I would love to see the Road King Classic come back. I think there is definitely a bigger spot for it in the lineup now that they have kind of reduced the number of models in the touring lineup, and they've gotten rid of the Electra Glide. You can do a Road King special, and that's great, but it's not quite the same thing as the Road King, and a lot of people want the Road King Standard, Classic, whatever you want to call it, but the non-special design, windshield, that kind of stuff. So I think there's a chance Harley Davidson may bring that back in 2026, and we'll talk more about that when we talk about 2026 rumors and predictions. But I don't see that happening at homecoming. Hey guys, I got a new mesh shirt from Beyond Riders for this summer. I've had one I've been wearing already, but I got this one because we've got some big trips planned this summer. We're going to Milwaukee, we're doing Sturgis. We're talking about doing a 1K in a day coming back from Sturgis. That means getting up and riding before the sun is up and riding after it goes down. So this has some high visibility aspects to it. These shoulder pads and the back of this has got reflective material that'll help make me more visible when we're riding in those low light or dark conditions and stuff. Yet this thing is Kevlar lined, mesh. It's going to help keep me cool on these extremely warm days that we're going to be riding in July and August and stuff. So I want to thank Beyond Riders for sponsoring today's video, and remind you guys you can save a few bucks on your next purchase from Beyond Riders using my link in the description down below. Now, if I was under NDA and I was going to see something at homecoming, which I will be at, I'll be at the Content Creators Meet and Greet also. If you're at homecoming on Friday afternoon, 4 to 6, swing by the Content Creators Meet and Greet. Say hi to me and a ton of other content creators that are going to be there. But I'm not under any kind of NDA with Harley right now. If they're going to show something at homecoming, I have no idea that that's going to happen. Nothing that indicates that it might happen. So with only less than a week to homecoming, if that was going to happen, I think I would have probably heard something if I was included in that announcement or going to be privy to that announcement. So I don't think we're going to have some big announcement at homecoming. What do I think if they were going to do something, would they do? I think, I don't think it's going to happen. I really, I do think in 2026 we've got to see updates to the trikes. Those are the only ones left with the old fairings now of the touring lineup, and they can definitely use the center-cooled 117s. It'd be easy to hide that in those designs, just like they did on the street and the Road Glide, with the water-cooled reservoir and things like that. So I think that's coming in 2026. I think they need to continue to evolve the Pan America platform into other models. Like they've just come out with the Pan America ST. We have the Nightster. We have the Sportster S, which is not done super well. So I definitely think they got to keep working on finding bikes on that platform that they can build off of, whether it's a scrambler or a street bike or whatever it is. They've got to have something for that. I don't think that platform is ever going to be huge in the U.S. in the immediate future, but I do think it fits other markets, and that's where they're kind of gearing for, and it's, of course, going to be available in the U.S. as well because this is their biggest market. I guess we'll know in just a little over a week if I'm wrong about any of this and Harley Davidson is going to release something. I'm still waiting to hear any kind of definitive dates for the 2026 lineup launch in fall. Maybe when I'm in Milwaukee, I can listen into some conversations. Maybe I'll hear something that will give me a better idea when that might take place or where it might take place, what to expect. And as always, keep tuning in to Riding in the Ozarks for your Harley Davidson news. I did want to mention, if you guys are interested in Harley Davidson news, that Harley is facing a $1.4 million fine from Japan for, I guess, I read an article about this a while back, but they were pushing dealers to sell a certain quota number of bikes, and dealers were ending up buying it or having their employees buy them and things like that just to make their sales quota. And they're not supposed to really have sales quotas in Japan. It's like a regulation rule thing from the government or whatever. So Harley's looking at some fines there. That's not good. But I mean, 1.4 million. Let's be honest, that's not all that much either. Not for Harley Davidson. So I mean, does it do any good to fine them if you don't really, make it hurt? I mean, it's like telling your kid you're grounded and then letting them watch TV and go out and do whatever else, and you're just telling them they're grounded, and maybe you don't let them have their phone for an hour or something. I don't know. That's kind of what it feels like with this 1.4 million. Let's be honest, they blow a lot more money than that on Livewire. Maybe it's not that big a deal, and maybe that's why. All right, guys, I'm going to take the old street glide to work today. I got to get on the road. Y'all stay safe, keep on riding, and we'll see you in the next one.